up? I'm White Mike. I'm Timothy Redden of the Gymnastic Boys.
Gymnastic Boys taking over for the 99 and the 2000. Eddie Ruger. Gymnastic Boys, time to stand up. We in too deep, time to shake them yams up. About to steal the show, you better get your hands up. Yams. Shake them yams up. Gymnastic Boys, time to stand up. We in too deep, time to shake them yams up. About to steal the show, you better get your hands up. Yams. Shake them yams up.
Hey, you must have heard about us. We OWE UK bound. We had this September for 5 minutes. Guess what? Bell to bell with Bobby Blaze right here.
Thank you for watching the Bell to Bell with Bobby Blaze YouTube channel. Super kick the like button. Let it rip in the comments. And give that subscribe button a hard punch.
So number 3, Mr. Wrestling number 2, man. This guy was so over. He was over in Mid-South. He was over in Georgia Championship Wrestling. He was over in the Carolinas. Man, he just put that over the course of Mr. Wrestling number 1. Number 2 comes along, and he just had that high knee lift, and he got over, man. He was over everywhere he went.
I travel all over the world, and I've been all over the world, and I have never in my life had the response that I have here. The people have loved me, and that's vice versa. I love them too, each and every one of them, and I always will, for the simple reason that they are true fans.
I saw pictures in a magazine. He was from Georgia, and they had pictures of Mr. Wrestling number 2 standing with Jimmy Carter. You couldn't do this nowadays.
At the time that you're with Mrs. Carter, is this when you do the famous picture with President Carter?
No. This was done at the arena. We had an interview at the arena at the time, and he said, I'd like to get a picture with you. I said, okay, get a headlock. Mm-hmm. That was my idea about it. And I was going to pick him up, but I said, maybe not. Because he had all the guys there. I don't want to get anybody disturbed.
Create an incident.
Right.
He had his mask on standing next to the president, probably picking peanuts or something. I don't know what the fuck they was doing, but I guess he got invited to the inauguration, didn't go because I don't think they would have let him wear his mask there. But I know they had pictures together, him and the president of the United States. Then that's one thing about the Mexican guys. When they make appearances, they wear their mask. And the same thing in Japan. I know up to just a few years ago, I wanted to mention him earlier too, the great Sasuke. I owe a great deal to the great Sasuke for giving me a break in Japan and helping me get over with Michinoku Pro. But when he got into the Japanese diet there, Parliament. There was him. I can't think of the other guy. There was another one as well. But they wore their mask at the time. They would wear their mask in the Parliament. I think it's called the Japanese Diet, not the Parliament. But their government. And so you couldn't see it in the United States. Now you probably can't do it there now. But that's just a respect factor there. That the president, that was his favorite wrestler, and they do a photo op, and he's like, you know what? I can't take my mask off. And I heard from good resources on other podcasts that he even took a shower in his mask, didn't take it off until he was completely out of that town. And, of course, the flying was limited back then, but when he flew, again, you couldn't do this nowadays, kiddies, but he kept the mask on everywhere he went, everything he did. So that's the way to go back to the Dark Shadow story, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, if you're a masked wrestler, you're a masked wrestler. You keep your mask on. That's kind of where
that's
it's
right.
Yeah.
That's where it's going.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Anything to add about Mr. Wrestling number 2 there?
I think for me, the number one thing to remember about Mr. Wrestling 2 is the Magnum TA mentorship / breakup feud.
I picked you up from the garbage and made you a man, but you're a gutless man.
That was probably the standout in my memory of his career.
Okay.
That would be the time that I know him from. Where he,
Gotcha.
He mentored Magnum, and I believe it was against your buddies at the Midnight Express where Mr. Wrestling chicken shitted Magnum and turned on him, I think.
Yeah, I think he got jealous of all the fucking publicity that Magnum was getting, you know.
That's
so,
right. And
but
back then, guys in masks didn't get laid, and handsome guys like Magnum did. So that's probably what happened.
That's.
Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.